It's time for the shop report with
Barbershop Jay.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report. I'm Barbershop Jay. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. Excuse me. Can we please eliminate the noise in the background? My gosh, we're not even 5 seconds in. Just wanted to say the Shop Report is brought to you by none other than the fine folks over at Rocket Digital Media. It's the one-stop shop for all your digital marketing needs. You can look them up on Facebook at RDM Detroit, or you can hop on over to the website, rocketdigital.net. That's ROCKIT digital.net. And when you're there or while you're there, make sure you tell them the BSJ sent you. Right quick before we get into today's action, or our first item up for bid, our only item up for bid, I just wanted to point it out to the viewers right there. It's necessary because some people said in the last video, we want to see you. We don't want to see them glasses. I can see the reflection from the TV screen. Hey, listen. At my age, I need these readers, okay? Otherwise, yeah, I don't know why. Who thought y'all, what we doing here? Is that was just ultra funny? I mean, my gosh, can we get into the show before we get to laughing and joking? That's all right. I got buttons. That's all right. I'm not worried about y'all. But anyway, yeah, that's what it is. So I got to wear my glasses. So I appreciate y'all if y'all could just bear with me while I get my eye sockets adjusted and I get a prescription. Right now, I got a subscription. That's all I can do. But anywho, to the action today, one more time. Mr. Rodgers. That's right. One said Mr. Aaron Rodgers. I say is a bad day in the Browns neighborhood. Here's why. If you all could bear with me once more, I'd like to read to you all something that, as one of my co-hosts here pointed out, and so aptly pointed out, the local heads, the talking heads, or let me say this, the talking heads, local and national, got a way of always starting crap, okay? And of course, one ESPN, not to give them a plug, but just to point out, one ESPN columnist seemed to want to point out, even though the Browns have already here, maybe a day or two ago, have already killed the noise about Aaron Rodgers coming here for Baker Mayfield and Njoku and a couple of other, the 30, 35 first round picks and so on and so forth. Cleveland.com, thank goodness to them. AB and all them, they came out and squashed the noise about Aaron Rodgers coming here. That's not going to happen. At least that's what they're saying. But anyway, we thought we'd come here and tell you all why it was a bad idea in the first place. So let me read to you all a few things here that we have put together for today's program. So give me a minute here. As you can see, I didn't even introduce my co-host. Oh my gosh, I'm so ready to get into today's topic. Forgive me. You know what? I'll give myself the button.
Senior moment.
I'm sitting here wondering why. There was a senility moment. Get it right. I'm sitting here wondering why they're looking at me crazy. My bad. Joining me on the program today is none other than my cat from the NYC, aka Rucker Park, Brother Rich. What's happening, man? My fault. My bad. It's Mother's Day. What you want me to say?
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. But I think that the listeners need to understand that we always look at you crazy because you're a Cowboys fan, a Hurricanes fan. You're off the rock on a whole lot of the issues. So we look at you crazy because you say crazy things. You support the Cowboys and the Jones family, and you support the Miami Hurricanes. And of course, you allegedly live in Cleveland, but you support the Pittsburgh Steelers of all teams.
Oh,
so I mean, come on now. Of course, we look at you crazy.
Absolutely not. Absolutely, I can't believe you. I support. Yeah. Anyway, and on the other side of the ledger, I'm not going to even address that. And on the other side of the ledger, we got my man from up north, Joey James, aka Double J. Tell the people what you say.
I mean, I'm almost speechless.
Oh, really?
All these stories of Uncle Luke leaving the 2 Live crew behind. You're Bobby Browning us now. What's going on here? We get you on camera, and now look at you.
Absolutely not. Yeah, that was y'all's worst intro ever. I'm glad I delayed by 5 minutes. But anywho, back to this Mr. Aaron Rodgers and why he's bad for the neighborhood. We're really doing this for the life of me. I've been a lifelong Clevelander. I cannot figure out why Clevelanders are so flip-floppy. That's why Brian played well here with a lot of people. Yeah, he did, because they flip-flop.
Low blow.
Flip-flop. No, it's the truth. It is. I mean, it might be low blow, but it's the truth. Because here's what, after I get through all of this, then I'll tell you why. ESPN's Bill Barnwell, at the beginning of all this Aaron Rodgers talk, proposed that the Browns send him, Baker Mayfield, to Green Bay, along with David Njoku and first-round picks in 2022 and 2023 for, of course, the reigning NFL MVP and former Super Bowl MVP. And had that happened, if I'm saying that right, the Browns would also have gotten cornerback Josh Jackson in the exchange. And here's what Mr. Barnwell also said. Upgrading to Rodgers would drastically alter the ceiling for the Cleveland offense, which might have a case as the second best in football with him at the helm. He didn't say who the first best is, but I have to assume or presume that he's talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, maybe. With him at the helm. The Browns analytically would be able to create a more efficient attack by dramatically upping their pass rate. Let me say this. To some fans who, once this news came out, the Facebook threads were blowing up. Oh, absolutely, I'll get rid of Baker. Baker ain't elite, and so on and so forth, and this and that. And I'm saying to myself, first off, I see some of y'all out here still suffering from that give me 1-2 syndrome. Because if you thought before all the Rodgers talk took place that the Browns could win a Super Bowl, then why do you need him all of a sudden? You want to answer that for me, Brother Rich?
Well, where do we start?
Please and thank you.
Where do we start, and how many ways that was a terrible idea? Let's start with this. Aaron Rodgers is 100 years old in football language.
Yeah, by NFL standards, absolutely.
By NFL standards. Now, here's where I can agree with their sentiment, which is why that probably took on some traction, because I'm a Browns fan. I love the Dog Pound. I believe we're on our way to, where I believe we're on our way to. We said it. Check the tape.
Cowboys.
No. You see how it does, Double J?
I'm just saying.
See how he does? See how he does? Okay, yeah. You see, he finds a way to put the Cowboys. I want the listeners, check the tape. This man always finds a way to put the Dallas Cowboys in the conversation. We are talking about the Cleveland Browns of all teams.
Yes, we are.
He finds a way to ingest and inject the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones, mind you, who is the embodiment of cowboy culture, in the conversation. But we weren't discussing that for the listeners and for you, sir. What we were discussing is the fact that the Browns are perfectly positioned. And I want to say this to the Browns fan. I know, like I've said to you during the season, we're not sure about Baker in terms of his potential as a superstar quarterback like we once were hoping he could manifest. But what we do know about him is he has the heart and he has the football integrity that he can win a Super Bowl. We can win a Super Bowl with him. So why disturb the chemistry right now? Let's keep it together. And we're Super Bowl bound, as I've said to you several times this year. Yes. We're Super Bowl bound. So why, if you disturb the chemistry to bring in Aaron Rodgers after Baker's helped bond this team and molded this team and helped shape this team into what it is right now, we wouldn't want to do that as members of the Dog Pound. If you really understand what this football is built upon in terms of building traction and building something that's going forward and building a culture and a brand. That's what we have going on right now with the Cleveland Browns. So, no, the wise decision would be to stay the course.
Yeah, I'm amazed that you could say all of that. It's such an eloquent soliloquy.
Stop it.
And you wearing the Dodgers.
Well, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But
that's a different sport. Remember that? That's a different sport.
Cowboy hurricane.
Come on.
Through.
Come on. I didn't bring the Cowboys up in this conversation. You did.
Oh, okay. Did I?
Oh, okay.
I thought
Yeah,
I heard.
and the
I was just-
Hurricanes and
I was
Double
just
J. Do you
saying.
see? He just
I'm
slipped the
just-
Hurricanes, the
I'm just-
Cowboys. He
you
just slipped
know.
in right back in again.
Yeah. Well, the
Listeners,
Canes,
pay attention. Pay attention,
I'm,
audience. Pay attention.
I'm caned out. I mean, but the
Oh
my
wow!
left speaker
Now,
went
ooh,
out.
wow! You talk
I,
about Freudian slips here. Okay,
I'm talking about
okay.
hurricaned.
Talk
Yeah,
about Freudian.
Ibis.
Talk about Freudian slips
Yeah,
here.
I'm just saying.
Oh, man, say he caned
Yeah.
out, brother.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue to hold you in high regard, sir.
Yeah.
Even though you're a Hurricane fan.
Absolutely not. Double J, before we come to you on the same thing, let me add some more to what I just said here. I personally get the fact that there was a time here in Cleveland when wanting better was mandatory. But like Stevie Wonder said, if you're going to drive drunk, I'll drive myself. You like that? I mean, because that's what them fans who are in such a hurry to get rid of my man Baker. And like you said, to your point, Brother Rich, I'm not saying that he's elite. But at the end of the day, to add to what you said, complimentary. He compliments this team at this juncture.
Fact.
And to be honest, since I've been watching the Browns 78, 79, this is the first time that I can recall that they've had this much talent from A to Z on a roster. And as we mentioned before, stability and consistency in the front office.
Double J, we got to be careful. Barbershop J is saying good things about the Browns. I got to be careful, man.
Oh my
Whoa. The sports landscape is shifting. Wow, no wonder ESPN is in trouble. No wonder.
No, absolutely. Oh, really? Okay, you know what? That button is for you. Double J, go ahead and weigh in on the first portion of that. You know what I mean? This whole idea of Mr. Barnwell throwing out fodder, you know, that the folks and fans picked up and ran away with.
Well, that's the best way to summarize that. When you're in a Midwest town and you get more reactions and engagements and the chat boards light up when you are spewing nonsense than if you were spitting facts, as they say, right?
Yeah, no.
Then unfortunately, that's what I mean. The fact even that we're talking about it only further drives the beast that slays us, if you will, when it comes to that type of toxicity. Because as you pointed out, between the front office and the talent from top to bottom in overall depth within that roster, it doesn't get much better. You could have put arguably an all-star team from an entire decade's worth to go head-to-head against this existing roster, and they'd probably lose. So with that being said, why you would basically sell your soul to get that one ring, because and then of course your one blindside hit to his collarbone from him being on the shelf forever.
Wow.
Reiterates the nonsense that is coming out of the Cleveland media. And simply put here, you mentioned flip-flop. I wonder where the fan base would have possibly ever gotten that type of routine or rationale from.
Thank you. Hello. Yeah, exactly. No names, please. Yeah, I'm with you on that all day. But again, let me say this.
Fact.
I agree. Baker may not be elite, and he may never be. But we've seen evidence in the NFL in our lifetimes. You don't have to have John Elway to win a Super Bowl.
Facts.
You can have Mark Rippon.
Baltimore.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer. Exactly. Yep. Brad Johnson, Jeff Hostetler. And believe it or not, some have argued that my man that played with the Raiders in 79. Oh my gosh, he was a first-round pick, and it was a Heisman Trophy. Jim Plunkett.
Okay,
Plunkett. In New
the
England,
Bears, the Bears, and what's the Bears? What was the Bears quarterback?
Rex Grossman.
No.
Oh, wow, they went there with Rex.
Yeah.
But
don't steal my thunder, because I got something else I'm going to say about that. I don't know who the Bears quarterback was. I don't know who you mentioned. Vince Evans, maybe? No,
Jim. What was it? Jim.
Jim McMahon.
Jim
Yeah.
Yeah,
McMahon.
Jim
Yeah, Jim
McMahon from
McMahon. Yeah.
BYU. Yeah, from
Yes. Come
BYU.
on. He
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
certainly
yeah.
far from an elite quarterback. They won. We all remember that when you study their history, they won based on defense. Come on, let's keep it 100.
Yeah, come on now. I mean, no, they did have Walter Payton and Willie Galt, though. They
And
had
We
some
dance
know
moves.
that. I'm
yeah,
not saying
but
they
the
didn't have
46
that, but
defense,
we
yeah,
know that
yeah,
defense was what, like Baltimore. That was what we remember
yes,
about Baltimore. We remember Ray Lewis. We don't. That's why we barely remember who the quarterback was of that team. We remember
right,
Ray
right,
Lewis.
right, right.
We don't remember. All three of us struggle to
Small Lewis.
remember McMahon's name because we don't remember that, but we remember Walter Payton, what he did. So
Right,
it certainly wasn't the quarterback. And remember
right.
that defense in that
Yeah,
cold, but them putting it down. We remember
yeah,
that.
no question. And the 46D, Buddy Ryan and the whole nine. That's
Facts.
why I say so Baker may never be elite, but you don't have to be. But here's the deal. But with him in this case being Baker, is this not this is what I asked them fans who were so ready to jump off the Baker bandwagon, if you would. Is this not with him at the helm? Is this not the team you've been asking for since 1999? That's
Isn't
I
that
don't that,
funny?
yeah. What'd you say, Double J?
I said, isn't that funny?
Yeah, here's the team you've been asking for. If for no other reason on paper, I'll reiterate, this is the best roster I've seen from top. This is the best I've seen from the Browns as soon as you get to Berea from top to bottom. And as soon as you get what you've been asking for 20 some odd years, you're ready to get rid of it. Hey, let me say this to you, man. And this is just not in football or sports. This is in life. This is why we are here and why we do what we do. If you were started out with me in the dirt, wherever we go with this or wherever we go when we get there, trust and believe you're going to be there with me because you started out with me when I was in the dirt. I'm not getting it out the dirt with you. And then when I get there, getting rid of you for some chick who just because she pretty and she just happened to live across the street from me. You know what I'm saying? That's what this sound like to me, man. It's a bunch of nonsense. And for them fans, they came at me hard. Guess what? I promise you, come on this platform. I don't type well. I don't. But come on this platform. I guarantee you I'm gonna crack your head. I promise you. That ain't cocky. That's confident. Because I'm a reader. And I'll keep saying that I'm a reader. And I not that ticker that roll across the bottom of Sports Center either. If that's what you're doing, oh, trust and believe. Oh, trust and believe. So for all of this talk that the fans are saying in a heartbeat, get rid of him, I'd like to know what his teammates think. Because I have yet to hear Jarvis Landry or Njoku even, or Myles Garrett, or any one of them guys that's on this squad say anything or be in such a hurry to want to get rid of him, because they heard the Aaron Rodgers talk too. I have yet to hear them say anything about, oh yeah, I'd get rid of him for Aaron Rodgers. Now, and for me, after waiting for all of this time, Baker on this squad, with this squad, that's good enough for me. I don't need Aaron Rodgers. But to be fair, to be fair, nobody can deny what Rodgers, is. The man got a Dead Sea Scroll list of accolades. I mean, he do. And here are some of them. At Cal, this is in college now, he set several career passing records, including the lowest single season and career interception rates. That's impressive. You can't deny that. Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, 3-time NFL MVP, 3-time first team All Pro, 9-time Pro Bowl, 3-time NFL passer rating leader, 2-time NFL passing touchdown leader, NFL completion percentage leader in 2020. Can't deny that. But here's where it gets interesting. It's the playoff record for me, though, NFC Championship in particular, that gives me pause. Let me read to you his playoff acumen. First off, before I do that, I'll mention the man in 5 appearances got as many NFC championships as Rex Grossman. Something don't add up if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? So bear with me while I pull up the rest of this information. Would you all like some elevator music? I mean, I do have that too. You know what I'm saying? No, maybe not. Okay. Bear with me here because I do have it here. All righty. Yeah, this is unbelievable. Okay. For all of his for all of his accolades and his acumen, as great as it is, his overall playoff record, bear with me, my phone, slow, but still loading. Well, you come on here. Thank you very much. Ah, here we go. Sorry about that, people. His overall playoff record, 11-8. Now, what does that say to you for a guy who I just mentioned? And he has far more, and excuse me, he's 11-8 as a starter in the postseason. Now, his 11 wins are tied with former Dallas Cowboys quarterback. I do that for the its and giggles now. I mean, I might as well. Former Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Troy
I mean,
Aikman.
who's surprised at this point, man? Who's surprised at this
I'm
point?
just saying, and Rodgers Starback. Yes. But 4 of Rodgers' playoff losses were in games that went to overtime. And in 3 of those losses, the Packers did not have an offensive possession. And I mentioned that point to say this. Some people are saying, well, he didn't have much around him, and he didn't this, and he didn't that, and he can't play defense. Okay, so let me address that. Yes, there are 3 units to an NFL football team, and all 3 need to come together. There needs to be a cohesiveness in order for a team to win. I mean, and I'll say that because I forget what Super Bowl it was, but against the Giants, Tom Brady and the Patriots did their job. They went down and they scored and they took the lead. So it was the Patriots defense that failed the Patriots, I believe, in that season, not being a 19-0. If I'm not mistaken, Double J, wasn't it that year? So you blame the defense if there's the blame there. You can't blame Brady in that case. So people are saying, well, Aaron Rodgers can't play. So that's why I'm addressing this. But I reiterate again, you can't go 15-1 and win NFL MVPs and have all of this if you ain't got no talent around you, or if you got a bunch of no names, or all by your lonesome. In last year's playoffs, the NFC Championship game, the Bucs gave this dude the ball back 3 times. 3 times. Any other quarterback that will make the claims that people make for Aaron Rodgers, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, take your Y.A. Tittle, go as far back as you want to, Otto Graham, put them in them same situations, give them the ball back 3 times. Do you think they're coming out with the outcome? So in other words, I'm so sick and tired of hearing what a guy is when it's all going great, but what he ain't got when it's too it's too late. I'm sick of hearing that. Win with what you got. Double J.
I'm curious though, how our fellow contributor to the program, RB, feels on the particular topic.
Yeah, well, he said no. He wouldn't. He said I ain't nowhere in the world I would I would give up Aaron Rodgers for Baker Rodgers or Baker Mayfield or whatever he said. Yeah, he was adamant. He was adamant. Go ahead.
But I was more so. Does he feel that it's the blame of the other pieces? It's the defense fault, special teams. Yeah, is it everyone else's fault?
Yeah, he definitely pulls that act. A tired one, I might add. Obviously, all the time. Every time we talk,
Stop it.
Yeah, it's a tired act. Yeah. When Aaron Rodgers do good and the Packers win, it's all Aaron Rodgers. When the Packers lose, it was either the receivers dropped the ball. It could have been. He said he was naming receivers that didn't even play them games. They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. I was like, man, cut it out. Oh, it was the defense fault. He missed the tackle. I'm like, you mean the guy that was on injury reserve that they told you was on injury reserve before the game started? Man, stop it. Cut me in or cut it out. Yeah, that's for RB. I'm just saying, man. Nobody is denying Aaron Rodgers is a talent, man. But it's no way, just in my opinion, it's no way. And I'm ashamed at the Cleveland fans here who say they dog pound for life and they bleed brown and orange and all of that and ready to just give up on Baker and whatever. And this dude is down in Miami and give myself the button. Get on the heels of that one. Yeah. Because as much as brother,
it's about time.
I'm just saying, as much as Brother Rich and Double J.
I mean, this thing can't be more obvious at this point, Double J.
What
Can it be?
About?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
We're not even contributing. He forgot about us for half the program.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir. I should have went solo today. Yeah, I can't.
I mean, the references to Miami, Dallas. Come on, the listeners got to understand where your heart and mind resides at this point, man. Come on, man.
I was alluding to the fact that Baker is down in Miami right now, in Florida, down there training. You know what I'm saying? Getting some work in with the new recruits. It was Schwartz
right.
from Auburn,
Mhm.
you know, Landry, you know, and all them, you know, and all them cats, man. So, I mean, it's something about Florida that, the Clevelander.
But it's
That's
a
all
good
I'm
thing,
saying.
though. This is a good thing, Jay. That's a good thing. This is a good thing that they're doubting him, because those are media-driven fans, where the media, they don't have anything else to put up. They need to keep the NFL and the news media, so they throw out these kind of things. The fortunate element of this is that the Browns have good management for the first time in a long time,
Yeah, I
and
will agree with
no
that.
good management would do anything like this. So it looks like then, as you told us earlier, the whole Browns media has already come on board that this would be a terrible idea. And most of the people, the professional Browns people, understand this is a no-brainer. You don't do names like this. This team is a unit. We keep this going because, like I told you, you won't be at the parade, but maybe you'll be able to watch it from your porch in Miami on TV. That
Yeah,
you'll see
all
what's
right.
happening. You'll see what's
As long
happening.
as I get to see it. Hey, listen, hey, y'all can be here in the cold. That's fine with me. I don't like it when it's cold, to tell you the truth. But to say further about Aaron Rodgers, excuse me, his playoff acumen is in the first round or wild card rounds. He's better than 500, 4-2, 5-3 in divisionals and so on and so forth. But in particular, it's the NFC Championship where all of his accolades and all of his completion percentages and all the things that he's so great at, where he fails at the most. So as I said to the cats in the shop, I get why you want him. His playoff, I mean his personal accolades are well documented. But if you pull a curtain back, the NFC Championship in the signature moments in the game, in the most signature games, you can't trust him. If for no other reason, look, the dude in 5 appearances, as I mentioned, did I mention? Or if I did, excuse me for being redundant, but if I didn't, I'll say it again. Got in his 5 appearances, got as many NFC Championship wins as Rex Grossman. This is the great Aaron Rodgers now. You get what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, people are killing Baker. Oh, they killing him right now. But I'm saying I want him to prove. I just want him to. I want him to really rub it in everybody's faces. I really, really do. I don't care about none. Just rub it in their faces because this type of fandom has been in this town. Y'all know this, real spit. If I take a position, I will stand on the position. If the position makes sense, and I will defend that position. I don't do 77 mock drafts. For what? If I thought the guy who could play in the NFL at the first week, I think he could play in the NFL 10 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? What's up with this upgrade and downgrade and all that kind of crap? Man, it's a bunch of nonsense, man. So, Double J, if you want to, you can speak to Aaron Rodgers. His performances in NFC championships pale in comparison to all of his pageantry.
Well, exactly. And if you think of him, how I've seen a lot of them being, in Detroit. So, and the Lions specifically.
Is that a Matthew Stafford slight? Is that a slight to my boy Matt Stafford once again?
To the franchise.
There will be no Matt Stafford bashing on this program. Continue.
Well, naturally, Rodgers was able to take advantage of playing against dysfunctional competition for the most part. You had, throughout his entire career, he's basically had a cakewalk to the playoffs. For nearly, for the overwhelming majority, you had some years that we've talked about it in general, that Chicago hasn't had a great quarterback. You just mentioned Rex Grossman having some success there. And we know, what was that, 15 years ago now? And before that, I think you'd have to go an additional 15 to find another one that had any success. And we're not saying that either of those guys were great. So that sums up half of his competition, really 2/3. And you look at Minnesota, you had the Randy Moss years, which was mainly with Brett. It had really very little to do. It was more so Brett versus Aaron for a small window of time. So that kind of tells you everything there. And even at that point, kind of Adrian Peterson was already kind of on the decline at that point also.
Yeah.
So this guy is getting arguably 6 wins. So when you point out divisional and wild card rounds in the record, you're talking about games at home or with a week of preparation.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, here comes someone that's actually
on the same level.
Exactly. And then they take a hard L.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm with you all every day, all day. You know, and some of those fans who were so on board and in such a hurry to get rid of Baker, to get Aaron Rodgers in here, they blame the play calling in that NFC, in that NFC championship. Oh, the play calling. I said, man, he's veteran enough, like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. He could change the play call. I don't care about none of that other stuff except for what I just saw 10 minutes ago in the NFC championship. I will say it till the cows come home. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and 75,000-year-old Tom Brady gave Aaron, Mr. Rodgers, I would get rid of Baker in a heartbeat for the ball back 3 times. What was the end result? Okay.
They were asking him.
Thank you.
They were begging him.
Prove
you're great.
They were trying to give away the game.
Yes.
And then that year that Eli, and here's the killer part. This is what RB says constantly. If Eli gets in the Hall of Fame, it'll be because of his last name. I said, really? That's what RB says. I said, listen, this dude.
Was he being serious?
Yeah, he was being serious. Yeah, and that's my dude. That's my number one. But I got a lot of cats, that's my dudes, but they fandom outweigh reality.
So he dismisses the fact that he played in the number 1 media market in the world.
Oh, of
and
course.
Won a Super Bowl. Two of them. Oh, okay. That's why I said 2 of them. Yeah, okay.
And guess who he had to beat on the way to winning them 2?
Let's not forget that. Okay. Okay. The GOAT.
NFL history.
The GOAT.
Okay. Yeah, he beat Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. Okay, and I said it on purpose. Yeah, intentionally. Yeah. So you say Aaron Rodgers is a bad dude, but he got outdueled by a guy you don't think gonna be in the Hall of Fame except for on his father's last name. So to me, let's turn it around. That's bad on Aaron Rodgers' part. He was, MVP that year, 15-1. And you get beat by Eli? Come on, man. First time you're
not just Eli. Actually, I do want to say a shout out to a friend of the program, Devin Thomas, Canton High School. Made
it's all good, baby.
He was on that Giants roster that he blocked a punt or did something on special teams, and then of course, yeah. So he won a chip. He has a ring from there. So definitely, I'm no slouch when it comes to that particular Giants team.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, that Giants team, I give them all the credit in the world. You can't take nothing from that Giants squad and they went on to win both Super Bowls too. So, you know what I mean? How you going to hate them on them for that? I'm just saying, man, at the end of the day, you know, I want folks, after we just went through all of what we went through, Aaron Rodgers' accomplishments, and there's more. I mean, he's got it was too long. The things that can be listed that are in his favor, things that most people look at when they're measuring a guy's greatness or whatnot. I mean, his completion percentage is like the lowest interception rate is like 0.3 or something. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I just didn't have enough room on paper to write it all down. So I give him that. I'm not denying him that or knocking him for that. But my knock is again against those Cleveland fans who was in such a hurry to get rid of Baker for this guy when they're not looking at the part that they should be looking at and the reason for why they would be in a hurry to get rid of Baker for this guy. Did that make sense? Yeah, I think so. But
a Cowboy fan, it does make sense.
Exactly, a learned behavior.
We're not gonna keep doing this. I'm trying to get us out of here so we can go enjoy the rest of our Mother's Day, but y'all won't let me. Y'all just won't let me. I'm just saying, man. The guy is great in the regular season. He's great in the first round, in the wild card, all of that. But the Browns are trying to get to a Super Bowl. And the game in which you get
There's no
send you to the
try
Super Bowl.
in this season. The Browns are on their way to a Super Bowl, and all this
Okay.
national media nonsense is to distract the fan base, as it has done to the not the rabid fan base. The rabid fan base understands and is going to ride with the team where it's on its way to. But the silly media driven, ESPN
Yes.
driven fan base,
Purposeful.
yes, who is moved by every story and every headline and every fish bait idea that they drop out there to keep us watching the big silly tube all the time. That fan base might be moved by a story like that. But if you care about the team and understand what it takes to build a football team, and again, I don't come from football culture, but if you understand what you all have spoken of over the years and what it takes, what we understand that builds football culture, that's what's happening in
Did you
Cleveland.
say
You don't
Bills?
just without
Did
a
you say
doubt.
the
You have
Bills?
no, I said builds it, and not
Okay, yeah,
not
got
this,
you. Nah,
not the team that never wins
nah.
anything, that doesn't have
No, yeah, no, you talking
ESPN
about
or
me. You're,
no, we're
no,
not
you
talking
always
about you.
throwing the
No,
slide. You always throwing it on the
no,
slide. No,
absolutely not.
yeah, you
Absolutely not.
did. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
I know what
I'm
you
not.
meant, but I heard
Absolutely.
what you said too, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I just said never builds anything.
yeah,
Like I didn't. That's
exactly.
all I said. Never
Yeah, you
builds
said,
anything.
yeah,
Builds.
okay,
That's
yeah,
all I said.
yeah.
Now you took that a little. He's not in
No,
here anyway. He's not gonna
I
get
can't.
this to. It wasn't personal. It was just a low blow. But he's not gonna
Okay,
get any.
yeah,
They don't even have mail up distribution up there in Buffalo. Come on, man. It's iced out. They're iced out. When they say iced out in Buffalo, they mean something different. They mean look outside your house and I can't go nowhere. It's all ice outside. That's what
yeah,
they mean. Come on, man.
yeah.
Pardon me.
That's all
Pardon me,
right.
Double J. Pardon me.
Yeah, that's okay. Cause guess what? Y'all gonna get it in California too. See, this is what happens when you move from when you move from getting
No,
it out the
listen.
dirt
Listen,
and you
we
move to a
got
gated
our own
community.
problem. Trust me. We got our own
Oh,
problems.
please. Oh,
We
y'all
got our
got
own problems.
like
Oh,
what we gonna eat? What we gonna eat for dinner for Mignon?
stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
Or
Stop that,
lobster
sir.
tails?
Stop that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Stop that.
wow. Yeah.
I don't eat
Oh.
seafood, sir. I don't eat
Oh.
seafood.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Just so you
Yeah.
understand that.
I'm just
All
saying,
right.
y'all got worries, man. Stop it, man. Please. We got real worries down here. You know what I'm saying? Like what
That,
pair of shoes I'm gonna wear to
sir.
go stand on the industrial
Sir.
size floor every night for 12
Sir.
hours.
Sir. Sir.
Cut it out,
Sir.
man. You
Double
need to
J, are
cut
you
it out.
listening to this man?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am.
he is.
I am.
Yeah, 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 he is. Yeah, Double J, your mic is muted, but it's okay. I can still can't hear you. But at the end of the day, I'm saying to those fans who were in such a hurry to get rid of Baker, after everything I just mentioned here, especially his performances in the NFC Championship, that's the game that matters. That's where all of that stuff come before it. That's where it all matters, in that game, if no other game. And in that game, I'm sorry, I don't care which way you turn to try to get away from it. You can't get away from that fact that you cannot trust him in that game. The Browns, as Brother Richard and Double J have been continuously pointing out here on the P program, are going to a Super Bowl. Well, how in the world can you get there when you can't trust the guy that is supposed to get you there, is who you, I mean, got all the accolades that say it, but I mean, like some folks I know who dress in a certain manner, they be acting wise or looking wise, but acting otherwise. You know what I mean? I'm not, come on now. No, I'm not giving up on Baker. And hey, listen, I've had my say about the Browns. I told y'all every day, all day.
Oh yeah.
All those quarterbacks we mentioned who didn't have that John Elway, Joe Montana-esque persona, you look at the entirety of those squads and how they were built. Down in Florida, once again, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Here we go again.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm just saying they had Warren Sapp. Oh, I can't hear you. Yeah, right. They had Warren Sapp.
Go on. You know what you want to say.
Rondé
Miami
Barber.
Hurricane. Go
Yeah,
ahead, say it. We know that's what you want to
you
say. Come on.
Baby, yeah, the U. Can you see it? The U. Yeah, I'm just saying, man. And then that Raven squad, as you mentioned, Brother Rich, Ray Lewis, and was Terrell Suggs wasn't there in 2000. Was he there in 2000?
It absolutely was. Absolutely was.
Was he?
Absolutely was. They played together. Absolutely was.
Okay.
Absolutely
well, I know. I think Rob Burnett and one of them and a few of them guys were there. But and Ed Reed there? No,
I don't remember that. I remember Terrell Suggs was there, but I don't.
But that was another. The Aaron. I'm just saying.
Honorable mention.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I'm just saying we all over the place. How many of us got drafted this past draft? Seemed like about 500, and it's only 50 guys on the team. I'm just saying. All righty then. But yeah. So at the end of the day, man, I'm just asking them Browns fans, after all we just mentioned here and what his performances in them NFC championships have been, tell me again why you was in such a hurry to get rid of Baker. Brother Rich, do you want to add anything before we get out of here?
Because somebody in a major media element that people have respected for a long time, dying media, told them, hey, what about this story? This would make a good story. Let's throw this out there as a good idea. And again, like we are led to believe, if it's put in this medium, we have to respect it. But as that medium is being fractured into 1,000 pieces, people beginning to see, like, wait a minute, these people are just creating craziness now. Because that does not, here's the thing. You wouldn't ask the Tampa, how come they didn't put it out the Tampa Bay? Why didn't they say you should go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Why not? Because you don't decide to move them. You don't suggest you should go to Kansas City. You didn't say none of these other teams. You didn't. Why? Because you know they have a plan in place. Why do you want to disrupt the plan in place that's already afoot in Cleveland? Why?
Yes,
because
it's unnecessary fire.
Exactly right. Because it makes a good story. That's all it is. It makes a good story. That's all.
That smoke was for the smoke and mirrors that they're doing. Your boss comes to you and says, hey, you have this ESPN badge of honor. We need numbers. We need shares. We need engagements.
Okay.
Give me something.
Okay. Is that why Adam Schefter, I know this is kind of like a side note, but Adam Schefter admitted that he put out information that he didn't know who his sources was?
Absolute fact. Because especially in today's market, it's all about hits. The Browns are going to be popular this year. People are on, like you, are back on the bandwagon, are trying to get tickets. Like, how much are they? I need 2. Anybody got 2? People are trying to get on the wagon right now. So that's a popular brand right now. But so I need 2. Can I get 3? I need to get my son on. I want to put my grandchildren on. Can you give me some tickets right now? I need it. So the Browns are a hot item. So you write anything about the Browns, you're going to get some hits online. So this is what's happening. So, you unfortunately, you can't get tickets, but hey, it is. I'm just telling you, it's a hot item right now.
Oh yeah, he's been outlawed.
Fact.
That's what it is right now. That's what time it is. Save it. Yeah.
It must be nice. He's got the he's got kettle vision.
Yeah, I do. I got tunnel vision too. I mean, listen, we just mentioned tennis is coming to Cleveland. We talking about the NBA All-Star game. We just had the draft. We get it. Cleveland is a hot commodity right now, despite being a small market. Okay, it is. It's a hot commodity right now. But I'll tell you what, all this talk about getting rid of that guy for this guy, no, I'm not buying into that. No, you don't do that. No, whoever started out with you is who you finish with. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? And there's a few Browns fans that I talked to that when I went in the shop, Dre, shout out to Dre the barber. He was one of them. He said, man, absolutely, I wouldn't do it. You just don't give that up. But I just, for the life of me, don't understand how somebody could fix their mind to fix their mouth to say what they said after they've been complaining. How many quarterbacks have the Browns had? Do you know, and this is another thing I meant to mention, about Baker. This will be the third, or maybe was this his 4th year? This will be the 3rd consecutive season, or the 4th consecutive season that the Browns have had the same starting quarterback.
Fact.
Come on, man. How do you dismiss all of that and want to get rid of that? Finally, all of the stuff that you've been asking for. I mean, it's been, Lord knows, it's been 427,000 quarterbacks that have come through this town since 1999. Cody Kessler. I remember a coach here saying, oh, trust me, he's the real deal. I said, man, I don't know what you was looking at or who glasses you had on, but let's bring back Stevie Wonder. because I saw Cody Kessler, and he might be a nice guy, a nice car salesman. I don't know. I ain't knocking his hustle, whatever his hustle may be right now. But I knew in college at USC, he was terrible as an NFL quarterback. Okay,
you're gonna mess up Bro Rich out there. You can't be doing that. You can't do that.
I keep it. You know, I keep it 100. I can accept that. I can accept that. As long as he didn't find another. I thought he was trying to find another reason to time to compare him to some Miami Hurricane, or talk about the Dallas Cowboys. No, that's all you've been doing all day.
No, I wouldn't do that. The NFC East is the toughest division in football. Mark my words.
Oh my!
Read my lips. No,
has Tom Brady been Double J? Has Tom Brady been playing over there for? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, got you. Yeah, Tom Brady. Yeah, right. But you all want Aaron Rodgers. Who else? Who's going to be next? Vinny Testaverde. You want Vinny Testaverde back too?
Who is the U-Haul? Let's be specific on the U-Haul.
Yeah.
Who's the U-Haul? You talking about the U-Haul? You're not doing the universe advertisement for the U-Haul company, are you?
Yeah, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you Browns.
Are they a sponsor of the program now? Are they?
No.
Because you're not talking about myself and Double J. You're not talking about us.
He's wanting Southwest Airlines to want to get away.
Okay.
Dallas, Miami. He's convenient.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, at the end of the day, we getting ready to wrap things up here. Fellas, I'm glad y'all could come on and discuss this. So let me give you all a chance for the last word. Baker or Rodgers, even though I know you all say Baker or whatnot, but Baker and Rodgers, and Baker's taking this team to the Super Bowl this year or next year? Double J.
The time is now. Today. Baker.
Today. Baker? Oh. Brother Rich, is Baker taking the Browns to the Super Bowl this year or next year?
This year. Super Bowl.
I just had to make sure I heard. I just had to make sure I got you, saying that a couple more times, because sometimes you be slipping in, slipping out, man. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna check with some people, see can I get you some bootleg tickets to the bandwagon, but I don't know. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah. No. And on that note, it's been fun, but we got to run. We appreciate y'all for listening. Don't forget to check us out right here. The podcast every Tuesday. Well, we might actually be changing this recording schedule for the podcast itself, but for now, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Spreaker.com, or you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, as well as the shop's Facebook fan page. And if that don't work, Google it. For my mans Double J and Be Rich and all those who follow and support us, we say thank you. I'm Barbershop Jay. You've been listening to the Shop Report. And remember, the next time y'all want to know what's really going on, man, come to the shop. Walk-ins are always welcome. Holla!